So I wanted to go more in depth as to why the GameCube is my favorite console. I've talked about it before. I've definitely mentioned that it's my favorite console on this channel before, but I want to talk about why. Why I like the GameCube so much in 2024, more than 20 years after this thing released, why I still love playing GameCube to this day. So, kicking things right off, I want to bring up the controller because this is my favorite controller. I think the grip is super comfortable, and overall, I think the button layout is great. Not only for Super Smash Brothers, this is the perfect Super Smash Bros. Controller, by the way, which is why they are making it compatible with all new Smash Bros. Games because of just how much people really enjoy using this in the competitive scene. Because the GameCube controller is perfect for that, but also all the other games on GameCube utilize the controller really well, despite it having kind of a different layout than I guess a traditional controller would. Still a great controller though. And another great option is the Wavebird. Now, unfortunately, prices on the Wavebird and really everything GameCube related have gone up quite a bit. I really hope, but I don't know if this will happen. I hope that they come down at some point. But you know what? GameCube is it's great. So for me, it's worth collecting for. So the Wavebird is your wireless option for the GameCube, at least first party, and it is great. It works amazingly well for being kind of an early wireless controller design. But the only thing that's really different from this is it feels, I don't know, I was going to say it feels lighter, maybe a little bit lighter, but I don't know. The difference in this is that it doesn't have rumble. And other than that, it feels pretty much the same. Of course, you have the battery pack on the back, so it's a little bit larger that way. But overall, if you don't really care about rumble, and even if you do, this is still just a great option to have, especially if your TV setup, gaming setup is further away. It's great to have. I'm really glad I picked up a Wavebird when I did because, again, prices have gone up. I don't want to talk about GameCube prices too much because I don't want to say that it's not even worth it to get a GameCube anymore when, in my opinion, a lot of games have gone up in price, but there's still great games out there that aren't too expensive. So the GameCube Wavebird, really cool controller, but the original controller, incredible as well. And yeah, overall, just a great design, super comfortable, and everything like that. So, I said I didn't want to talk about GameCube prices, but I kind of have to now. Going over the games now for this thing, I picked up some Japanese games, not recently. Holy crap, it's been nearly a year because I got those early this year. But I picked up 3 Japanese games along with a Japanese GameCube because I wanted to play. I just wanted to play them. So, talking about Doshin the Giant here, the GameCube has a lot of unique games. Even with its first-party stuff, you have stuff like the main Mario game on the console. Mario has a water, jetpack, which you can utilize in platforming, which hasn't had anything similar since, really, in that series. And just in general, a lot of the mainline games are unique. Of course, it was the introduction of... Sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. It was the beginning of Metroid Prime, the first-person shooter Metroid, which, at first you might think, how can they translate a 2D game like that into 3D? And they did such an incredible job. A lot of unique games that are really well done. So that's another reason why I like GameCube, is it offers those unique gameplay experiences, and the multiplayer games on the console are fantastic. Of course, Super Smash Bros. Melee is the #1 ultimate multiplayer game for me. Personally, lots of great memories playing Melee. It's just such a great game. And I always go back to Melee, and that's another thing. Just with the GameCube in general, a couple weeks ago, I was playing some Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 2, and just thinking about, man, like how much, how often I go back to GameCube. If I can't decide what game to play, I'll play a couple matches, even if it's just against a CPU of Melee. I'll play some races in F-Zero GX or something. Play a couple minutes of Pikmin, which is another great game, which got its start on the GameCube. And yeah, and you also have a great selection of third-party stuff as well. Stuff like Resident Evil 4, which released first on GameCube. It was going to be an exclusive, but ultimately it did end up coming to stuff like PS2, and now, of course, it's available on modern consoles, and it got that remake. So Resident Evil 4, played that game, played this game earlier this year. It's so great. Such a great survival horror type game. And yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be making more GameCube content than I have been, because I mean, this channel is called the Gamer Cube. This is my favorite console, and I just haven't talked about it as much as I want to. Going over the console now. The GameCube console is, it's a unique design, but I really like it. And then not only is it a great console, but it also has the option to play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games on your TV, which I'm still kind of debating whether or not I like using this more than my original model Game Boy Advance, because I really do like playing Game Boy games on there. But if I want to play it on a TV, this is the option I go to, because this is just such a great setup, and definitely an awesome thing with the GameCube. I mean, playing handheld games on TV, especially at that time, I would imagine was just super awesome. So GameCube, great console, and I wanted to talk about a little bit just how I do like modern games. In one of my videos, a couple people were saying, why don't you just play modern games? Like, why do you like that generation of gaming so much? Just all you need is a PS5. And you know what? I don't have any issues with modern games. Just like old games, there's going to be crappy new games as well. You find not good games in every generation of gaming. So, yeah, I don't have anything against modern gaming. I just like going back to GameCube. And it doesn't really have anything to do with nostalgia. In a lot of ways, I do have great memories playing GameCube. But at the end of the day, I just like GameCube games. I'm still playing new games that I've never played on GameCube before. So, yeah. Anyway, just wanted to talk about it a little bit more because I really like the GameCube. Overall, I think it's an incredible console, even now, more than 20 years after its release. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll check what? I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.